Hello, I'm Dan. This is Vinyl Fury. Welcome. This video will be the first in a several-part series in which I will be showing my entire vinyl record collection as I've organized it chronologically from the newest releases to the oldest. So I've been doing this channel and these sorts of vinyl record videos for 10 years. And I thought it would be interesting, especially for those who have been watching this channel for any length of time, to show everything that I still have in my vinyl collection. Because of all the records that I've showed over the years in these videos, many of them I don't have anymore. It just kind of felt appropriate at this 10-year mark to just kind of lay it all out as it is today. And then kind of have a fresh slate moving forward. As I intend to move forward on this channel, but I just don't bring in a lot of records anymore. So after we get through this whole series, I'll be thinking about what else I can kind of do to keep things active without continually buying more and more records, because I just don't do that anymore. So that's the idea, the whole collection. And although it's not as big as it could be if I kept everything I've ever bought, it's still fairly large. So we're going to be doing this probably for the rest of the year. What I should do first is show all the records in this crate here that are pulled out of the collection in order to listen to and evaluate and decide whether I need or want to keep them. So these have been pulled whether or not I felt like, well, I don't remember the last time I listened to that, or I remembered, oh, that might not be in that great of condition, or I have enough of that artist's records. I might not need to keep this one in particular, things like that. So that's all of these records. And I also feel like in order to get through this whole thing, I'll probably need to show about a crate worth per video, unless I'm going to make this like 20 videos long, and I don't really want to. So also for the sake of time, I won't be stopping and pontificating on each of these records as I have done in the past when I've shown them as they come in. But we're just going to go through them all, and let's just get started. So recently I had some friends over, and we did the classic listening session. Somebody would pick a record, we'd play a side. If we wanted to keep listening, play the other one, somebody pick another record. Somebody pulled out this. This is Peter Gabriel's So, I'm sure his most popular record. Sledgehammer, Red Rain, it's excellent. And I've had this on vinyl for years, but as we were listening, I was thinking, you know what, that doesn't actually sound that great. It kind of has a veil to it. It's kind of subdued, it's kind of constrained. And then I looked and saw that it was an RCA Clubhouse pressing, which may explain the sound. So I'm going to listen. We only played a few tracks. I'm going to play it again. Pretty sure I'm going to look for a different, better copy of this. This is a 12-inch single for Where the Streets Have No Name by U2 from the Joshua Tree, of course. And I know I've listened to this, but it's been a very long time. Just don't quite remember if I need to have all the rest of the tracks. There's Race Against Time, Silver and Gold, and Sweetest Thing. Of course, I do love the title track, but this is also in pretty rough condition. It looks like there's probably some water damage. I don't know, just need to listen to it and decide. This is some random find from years ago. It looks like a test pressing. It's called SKC and Bratwa, and the title is Pain. It's a 45 RPM like DJ single, plain sleeve, handwritten on the label. I think it's like electronic type stuff. I just don't remember. I'm not sure that I need to keep it. This is the most recent full-length album, besides I think a covers album that they put out from Rogue Wave called Delusions of Grand Fur. And I do remember enjoying this album, but I also remember thinking that the vinyl kind of sounded just not that great. Like, there wasn't a lot of low end. I felt like the digital version was a little bit better. So I'm going to play that again, decide whether or not I should sell it. So as I've been going through these and listening, I've either put them on Discogs, or if they're not that valuable, I put them in another stack to take to a record store to see what they'll take. And then usually if there's anything left over, I just donate them somewhere. This is an album from Opeth from like 2015 called Pale Communion. And I do remember liking this quite a bit, but it might be valuable enough that I could just sell it, because, you know, how many times am I really going to listen to it? I think this is the only Opeth record I still have in my collection. And this is a European press that I bought because their US pressings have been hit or miss. So I kind of went out of my way to get that, but I'm going to decide whether or not I need to keep it. This is Foo Fighters, Echo, Silence, Patience, and Grace. This has The Pretender on it. That was I think a fairly big hit. And this is kind of a mashup. There's some slower, softer acoustic songs. I think the album is pretty good. But honestly, I don't remember the last time I listened to it. So I just don't know that I need to keep it on vinyl. That's really the question for a lot of these. Do I need to have this on vinyl? And if I can sell it, it might be worth more to somebody else. This is a EP from Mogwai. What's this called? Yeah. Music Industry 3, Fitness Industry 1. They've had a lot of cleverly titled releases over the years. I just don't remember really what that release sounds like. This is something that I bought several years ago. It was used. It's Around the Well by Iron and Wine. It's like a collection of B-sides and demos and stuff. It came out in 2009. It was fairly cheap, so I bought it. But I still haven't listened to it yet, so it's just kind of... I need to listen to it to decide anything. Also, over the years, I've pulled out some of my Sonny Stitt collection because it's so huge. I just don't know that I need to keep it all. These are labeled The Last Stitt Sessions, Volume 1 and 2. And I just don't remember how good they were, whether or not I need to keep them. That's Volume 1 and 2. If they sound good and they're enjoyable to listen to, I will keep them, especially because they're the last sessions. But I don't remember. This is one I think I just need to check if the quality is what I remember. This is Sonny Stitt meets Sadiq Hakim. Because it's like a off-label Progressive Records. I'd never heard of it. As I've kind of gone back and listened to some of the Stitt records that I have owned, some of them, the quality has been just not that great. They just didn't sound good enough to play again. This is one of a few, like, progressive electronic records from the late 70s, early 80s that I found at a pawn shop of all places one time, and still just haven't listened to decide whether or not I need to keep them. But all of them have, some value to them as well. So if I don't need to keep them, I can sell them. This is White Noise 3 by Re-Entry. It looks intriguing, just haven't listened to it yet. This is Tusk by Fleetwood Mac. This is a copy I'm sure I got for $1, and I think I've actually cleaned it too. Yeah, I have, but just want to check on that condition and quality to see whether or not I should keep it. Tim Weisberg is one that I've pulled out of 50 cent and dollar sections several times, and I've kept a few. He's a flautist, so the music is, take it or leave it. But it is well done, and some of his records have some other great players on them with him, but some of it can be, just a little bit cheesy. This is from the late 70s. It's called Night Rider. It's actually signed by Tim, so that's cool. I'm just going to play it again, see if I actually need to keep it. Here are a couple Environments records, which are records that I only learned about by watching others in the vinyl community on YouTube. Let's see, this is disc 10 and disc 9. I don't remember how many of them there actually are, but they're generally like field recordings, psychoacoustic stuff that, I don't remember if I've listened to these. This one is English Meadow and Night in the Country. This one is Pacific Ocean and Caribbean Lagoon. One of the taglines on the front is better than booze and safer than pot. So I just haven't listened to these, and I need to. This is another that I found from that pawn shop. It's Mirage by Klaus Scholz from '77. I'm sure this is good music, but some of those that I found there, the condition looked like there might be some groove wear and stuff. So I just need to play them all the way through to kind of evaluate. This is another one that I know I've cleaned. I just need to double check and see if it's worth keeping in its condition. This is Don Juan's Reckless Daughter, Joni Mitchell, and I know Jaco Pastorius plays bass on this one, so it's kind of a collector's item. But yeah, I don't remember how this sounded after I cleaned it up. Another of the Sonny Stitt records. This is Sonny Stitt with Strings, a tribute to Duke Ellington. Another from that pawn shop. This is Tangerine Dream, Stratosphere. This is a Jean-Luc Ponty and Stéphane Grappelli. It's on Inner City. I'll probably keep this. I had several Jean-Luc Ponty records, and I only need a handful, really. So there might be another one or two in here to kind of thin that out. Paul Simon, Still Crazy After All These Years. Great album. Don't remember the condition. Just need to give it one more spin and check. This is Imagination Quota by David Werner. And I remember when I saw him, I thought it was somebody else, and I pulled it, and I was kind of surprised. There was, pretty decent. And I don't remember if this was the first one that I found, or it was another one, but I ended up with two. And I just need to listen to it again, make sure it's something that I need to keep. Court and Spark by Joni Mitchell. I just need to check the condition of the copy. I'll definitely keep this around if it's good, and if not, I'll probably find another one. Kraftwerk, Autobahn, again from that pawn shop collection that I just need to assess. Gordon Lightfoot, Sundown, I think one of his later records. I like Lightfoot now and again, just don't know if I need to keep this on vinyl. Another one that's good now and again, Graham Nash, David Crosby. Just not sure if I need to keep it. Gene Ammons and Sonny Stitt, Talk That Talk. Just need to check the condition on that one. This is Traffic, When the Eagle Flies. I remember the music was good, but I don't think this copy is very good. I just need to double check. This was a random one that my mom found at a garage sale or something and just thought I might like it. And I actually did. It's Dennis Coffey and the Detroit Guitar Band. It's called Evolution. And I actually did enjoy it quite a bit. And this is one I think I just pulled out because I hadn't listened to it in a while. And it has some value, so I just wanted to decide whether or not I need to keep this copy. Another Lightfoot, I think this is Sit Down Young Stranger. It might have had a different title as well. This one I probably don't need to keep because I've had it for such a long time and I've never listened to it. I think I've had this for 10 years. It's called Decade of the 60s. It's some sort of compilation of not just music, but I think there's radio programs. There might not be music. I think there's recorded speeches and news highlights and kind of just an anthology of the decade. Something I was curious about, but honestly not that curious because I never played it. Seals and Crofts, Summer Breeze. I mean, the track is catchy and stuff, but I don't know if I need the whole record. This is another Environments. This is disc 1. So if I keep any, I might as well keep this one. But again, I just haven't listened to it. This is The Mamas and the Papas. What is this called? The Papas and the Mamas. And that cover has a split down the center, and you can make half of their faces with the other half. It's kind of a mix and match kind of thing. It's kind of cool, but I don't know that this copy in particular is one I need to keep. This is a Solar Heat by Cal Tjader, which I remember liking. I just haven't listened to it in a long time, and if I'm not going to listen to it, do I need it? But I probably will keep this. I keep coming back. Sonny Stitt on the Veritone. I have a lot of the records where he plays the Veritone. Just don't remember if I need to keep that one. Pow, Sonny Stitt. The Yardbirds, Greatest Hits. Don't remember what the condition of this is like, if I'm ever going to reach for this. So here I have 2 memorial albums for John F. Kennedy. I think they're both recorded speeches. I've never played these. So I've had them more than 10 years. Never played them. Don't know that I really need to have them. Probably not. All right, a few more here. Sonny Stitt and the Top Brass. This is an 80s reissue of like a early 60s record. I just don't remember what the quality is on this. Another kind of anthology. This is the Fabulous 50s. I might have played this when I first got it, in like 2009. It's a Columbia House compilation. Just need to put that back on, see if there's anything worth keeping on there. This is a comedy album by Mort Sahl. It's called The Future Lies Ahead. And I remember I did listen to this and thought it was kind of interesting for the time. But in order to keep it, I need to check it out once more. And lastly, same thing. Braff, Ruby Braff, trumpet player. This is from 1957 on Epic. I remember buying this really for the cover and thought it was interesting, and I might even just keep it for that, but I just haven't listened to it in a long time, and so it's in the bin. Okay, so there we go. That's one bin. I actually have one more of things that I pulled out that I've already listed for sale on Discogs, and so I don't know how long they're going to be around, and they're not going to be in the shelves when I go through everything chronologically, so I might as well show those first before I get into that. So that will be the next video. I'm going to do it right now. It'll be up soon, and then we will go from there. So this has been part 1 of the Vinyl Fury collection series. So we'll see where this takes us. I really hope that I get through this whole thing this year. I mean, that sounds like an easy thing to do, but given how long it's been between uploads, I'm going to have to stay fairly consistent in order to show all of this within the next 3 months. All right, so let me know what you think. I'll talk to you again soon. Until then, enjoy your music.